criticized after 70 years. That's what he goes there for, is to unlock the door. But those around him criticize and sleep. Then through a fractal on a breaking wall, I see you, my friend, and touch your face again. Miracles will happen as we drift. But we're never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy. No, we're never gonna survive unless we have a little crazy. Yellow people walking through my head. One of them's got a gun to shoot the other one, and yet together they were friends at school. For there when we first took the pill, miracles will happen as we speak. But we're never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy. No, we're never gonna survive unless we have a little crazy. There's only someone to fly. Isn't that crazy? Crazy, crazy. Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow, yeah.
Yo, what's happening? Rockin Ron here in Surrey. WTY, that's my old station. Oh, man. WYMX. Used to be TYMX back in the 70s, but it's WYMX 100 Podcast Radio for Spreaker. Spreaker.com. I'm Rockin Ron. Comments, you can reach me at Ronald Hires, H-I-R-E-S, Ronald Hires, H-I-R-E-S, 22. Just write Ronald Hires, 22 at gmail.com. And I'm here on Spreaker. Crazy from Seal. Great song, man. One of the best. I'm a musician myself, and I've been a musician for 40 years, man. And drummer. My main gig is guitar, lead guitar, and vocals. I never in my life, man, been through this type of kind of thing in life that's going on right now. You know, the coronavirus, it's insane. It's still here, by the way, folks. It never left. It's still here. Just because the sun came out and, you know, got hot and you know, everybody's like, oh, let's go to the shore. It's May. It's Memorial Weekend, and now we're past that. And then the riots, and then, the protesting, and the riots and stuff like that. And you get all these tens of thousands of people together all over the country, and there's like, you guys, if we were in any way, okay, getting rid of this virus on our own, if we put it this way, we were 87% chance of everybody that did such a great job in America, except for the people down on the beaches and stuff in Florida. I don't want to bring all that shit up, but what I'm saying is 87% of this country did the quarantine and did what we had to do, and fisting and wear the mask and wash hands, all that. We were wiping it out and flattening the curve, and we did. But everybody getting together for the protest riots and shit like that, and spitting on each other and hollering and screaming, if it comes back, then you know why. And more people die, then you know why. If you die, and I hate to say that, and I don't want anybody to die, but if you die, you know why, because you're in it. Got no choice, right? Would that virus have knocked us out? It might have if we didn't have today's technology and stuff like that. That virus will still be here, but the main thing about that virus, we ain't getting rid of it for sure. There's gonna be a wave of it coming back, and then there's gonna be more and more deaths. And the thing is, until we get a cure, we get the medication for it, then we can wipe it out. Because then we cure it just like the regular flu, Speaking of SEAL, sign of the times, crazy. That's I kind of like, my thing is that I'm starting to get some heat from people because not from what supposedly, well, some what I'm advertising. It's not that I'm advertising, but what I'm putting out there. And my heart still stays the same. My heart stays with George Floyd. And George Floyd, rest in peace, brother. And my thing is just for you and to speak. And today, George Floyd, I know everybody's out there protesting, and I know everybody's out there, doing what they got to do. But when night falls, man, it's like, beware. Here comes the night. And what I seen, so many people looting, rioting, it was just taking people's innocent property and this and that, and just, and looting, rioting people's property, and this and that. More people got killed. This person protected his home or something, or I didn't, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. The person is in Texas, I believe it was, or I'll read up on that. I didn't. A lot of people are writing me, and they're saying that, what about this person? What about that person? What about this? And what about that guy? And this and that. I have not done any studies on that, okay, because of the fact I didn't receive any of that. We have the pandemic going on. We have the riots and all this shit going on. It's crazy. And every motherfucker out there that's a hacker, they're hacking everybody's phone, every goddamn troublemaking, person that is on board here, and believe me, they are. Every criminal is on board here, and they're trying to hack the phones and make life difficult all around because they know that you're in a crisis, and if you're having problems with your phone, then you know why. It's because of this. It's this shit, and that's what they're doing, and it's not just the phones, but it's just our internet is kind of like down right now because it's so flooded with everything, and I'm getting all these things like, hey, well, what about this person, that person? Well, I mean, I can't cover 10 people at once and what happened to them because I'm not a full up and running radio station. I'm really running off my cell phone. Believe it or not, and a couple other things, but I don't have the computer and a big tower, I mean, we're a small radio station. If I'm making noise, that's good. But my whole thing is, like, I'm sticking with my story. And my story was that, I turned on scrolling through my news and stuff like that, and seeing what was going on in the world, and it showed in Minneapolis, and it showed George Floyd, and these terrible, I hate to even call them cops, and usually a more perspective way is like perspective, officer, tenants and shit like that. And my thing is, you call police officers, but cops. Okay, cops. These cops were all in on it, and they got charged today. Now, after all the rioting and everything, and everybody's went through some shit, now the rioting has come too far, man, too much. Okay, there shouldn't have been any at all. And that's what I don't understand about the leaders of these protests. It's almost like, well, if you don't, we'll riot. I mean, you kind of like say that. If you don't listen to us and change the ways, you riot. Yeah, change the ways. I understand that. Do it. Been waiting for years. I don't have any problems with black people whatsoever. My son was black, and I miss him. He's gone. He left this earth at 22 years old, and I am fucking hurt over that because of the fucking epidemic of bullshit and everything with heroin. Okay? And it took many, many black sons and white sons and Puerto Ricans and sons and daughters, cousins and uncles and everything like that. And that's where I stand on that, And who's selling it to them? Let's not get into that. This ain't what this is about. What this is about is George Floyd. I watched this man eyes bulging up, bleeding. Might as well have been. Pleading. I was now saying, officer, please. And his last words, Mom. And I know what that means, Mom. I don't know what it feels, but I know when you have to say, Mom, you're a man, that means defeat. That means you're going down. And two things. The 4 officers that did it, I don't give 2 shits. You were in on it. You all were aiding the bed into a murder. And that guy putting his knee in his neck, I hope he fried, man. If not, spend the rest of your life in prison. The rest, no parole, and you get tortured and raped and everything that fucking happens to you. Because that's what you were doing to this man. He's a simple guy. He's a father. And you took his whole world away from him. Because the way you showed off with that hand in the pocket, I was fucking right about it. Balancing. The other guys, you didn't say anything. Hey, knock it off, man. Knock it off. Get off him. You didn't do that. When it comes to murder, anybody of us, it's normal goddamn people and this and that, just like George Floyd, you'll kill us. Or we get the life sentence, we don't get a chance to speak. When it comes to the police, when you murder, and it's on everybody to see, you are just like us. But we ain't like you, that's for sure. We are innocent people, and we want that. Now they got to have a jury and judge and all that shit, and that's right. You got to do it the right way. The looters, the hackers, and everybody out there is committing crimes. You don't have anything to do with George Floyd. You don't have anything to do with the guy in Texas or whatever. They beat the shit out of him. You beat that guy to death and left him for dead. That's what I learned so far, and I will get to that story. But as for now, it's sad. It's sad what you do. We got justice. I'm Rockin Ron, and you looters are not. And I don't back you. Protesters, you've been heard, man. And the thing is, George Floyd, rest in peace, man. We stand behind you, man. White, black, Puerto Rican, we're all together. And accept it.